can't just walk the walk, you gotta talk the talk. And the world know that Miss Juicy, baby, got the best spit game in the house.
You can't just walk the walk, you've got to talk the talk. And everyone knows Miss Juicy Baby brings the biggest energy in the room, no matter where she is. She's loud, she's bold, she's unforgettable.
I don't necessarily want to be on reality TV. But, you know, like I said, I never thought about being on a reality TV show. I always thought about just being in movies. And you know, I really want to be in a movie where I can just be myself as Tanya. Or not even as Tanya, as Rebecca or motherfucker crackhead mom or something. You know, like I just want to play in movies that make people feel something, you know? And I don't want to be in the movie solely because I'm little. I really would want to be a part of getting little people out of the box of that being all we are used for or seen as is the joke, you know? Because I drive a car too, and car insurance is a lot, and like, why can't I be in a Geico commercial when they charging me so much anyway? You feel me? Or like, you know, why can't I be washing a duck with Dawn dish soap? Because I'm saving animals.
But behind all that confidence is a story most people never heard. Years after the cameras stopped rolling on Little Women Atlanta, the cast is breaking their silence about what really went down behind the scenes.
Just cults right in our own backyard. They may preach volunteerism, but investigations, including one by the Today Show, charge that the World Mission Society Church of God frightens people into joining with predictions of doomsday and presses for big donations of money. One woman said the church in Ridgewood, New Jersey, made her stay there all the time, discouraging her from using the internet.
Emotionally, physically, and financially, the experience left deep scars. And Miss Juicy? She's seen the absolute worst of it. From the jump, the show faced backlash. Critics pointed out how it relied on harmful stereotypes, turning the lives of women with dwarfism into entertainment without properly honoring their humanity. Instead of spotlighting their real stories, the producers chased viral moments and reality TV chaos. Tanya, one of the original cast members, once said, "I never thought about being on reality TV. I always envisioned being in movies where I could make people feel something."
One hospital first, went to the emergency room. I was completely out of it. So I didn't even know where I was going. And so once I went to the emergency room, and they had to, because I couldn't swallow, because I was under for so long.
Oh, wow.
So they had to put a feeding tube down my nose to my throat.
Not just being the comic relief because I'm small. Turns out, despite the show's huge success, many cast members were drastically underpaid. Worse, leaked contracts showed they weren't allowed to work other jobs or pursue outside income. The result? Some had to take side gigs just to pay rent, while the network made millions. The most jaw-dropping part? The cast had to attend events and promo shoots for free. No appearance fees, no stipends. Just the honor of being on TV. Miss Juicy, one of the most recognized faces on the show, was hit hard by this exploitation. Then came the stroke. In 2022, Miss Juicy suffered a life-threatening stroke. Her team released a statement saying she'd been moved out of the ICU but was facing a long recovery ahead. She couldn't eat, she couldn't walk. She was fighting for her life. Her sister set up a GoFundMe to help with bills, and fans were confused. How could someone who starred in a hit show be struggling this hard financially? The answer was painful. The show didn't pay her enough to cover basic needs, let alone a medical emergency. In 2023, Juicy was reportedly working at a public library. Fans who spotted her were stunned. How could a woman who once ruled reality TV be working a regular 9-to-5? But the truth is, she was just doing what she had to do to survive. And the story gets even more wild. At one point, Miss Juicy allegedly joined a religious cult, the World Mission Society Church of God. That's right, the same church accused of manipulating vulnerable people with doomsday predictions and pressuring members into massive financial donations. Fans started noticing Miss Juicy posting pics from their meetings. Some say she was looking for belonging and hope after everything she'd been through. The posts have since been deleted.
I think everybody on this couch has recently heard some stories about some social media coming out that you're pregnant. Can you please lay the law straight right now?
All I can say right now is I am pregnant.
Say,
Oh, here we go again. Oh,
Prove it.
hell no.
And you can say that and stick it up your ass.
I'm not the one that needs to stick it up something.
I do not have to prove it to you or anybody else. Okay? You ain't not nobody.
Evidently, I'm somebody because you keep trying to be like me.
Be like you, baby. Look at me.
I
Look
can't
at me
help
and
but
look
to
at
see you.
You're not.
have you always had this
No.
hatred towards each other?
I just want her to be herself. I mean, the only reason why I call her out on her lies, because I know their lies.
Right.
I know this man. Not one time did he say, I got Minnie pregnant.
But people who saw them said it was heartbreaking. The cult allegedly knew exactly how to target someone going through trauma. But the exploitation didn't stop there. The show's producers were reportedly careless with the cast's physical needs. Several members had medical conditions related to dwarfism that were never accommodated. In one case, a cast member slipped on set with no medical team around. That kind of neglect could have been deadly. And remember the endless fights and screaming matches on the show? Sources say most of them were staged. Cast members were allegedly told, no drama, no screen time. So they faked beefs, stirred the pot, and risked real friendships just to stay on the show.
If I would have known this, I would have kept my ass at home.
I felt bad kicking Minnie out, but I really do think it's best for Chris and I. I just hope she can forgive me.
Yes, I'll start packing.
Oh, you don't want me to help you?
I'm good. I am not looking forward to crawling back to my mama. She knew this was gonna happen, and she warned me. I know she's gonna get on my case for not listening to her.
Miss Juicy and Minnie's friendship, for instance, took hits that fans say were encouraged by producers. But Minnie's death changed everything. The show aired her funeral as part of the season finale. Some cast members said they weren't even allowed to mourn off camera. It was cold, it was calculated. Fake friendships, fake relationships, reportedly all set up by producers. Some women found out.
So, it's very hard for me to tell you this because I really do appreciate you being here, you know. I like you being around here. I don't feel lonely before Chris came back.
Right.
But now that Chris is back, him and I have been talking. And we want to have our own privacy. So I think it's best if you just move.
Their partners were cheating on them by watching the episodes. Imagine learning your heartbreak was broadcast to the world before you even had time to process it. Even Juicy had a moment that broke hearts across the internet. She confessed her feelings to a man on the show, only for him to awkwardly shut her down. Viewers later speculated that the man was only there for a paycheck. It was hard to watch. All of this took a serious toll. One cast member reportedly checked into a mental health facility during a break in filming. The anxiety, the trolling, the emotional manipulation, it was too much. Juicy has talked about how hard it was to see herself edited and ridiculed online. And then there's her relationship with Ricky Smiley. While it seemed lighthearted, it added to the emotional weight. Ricky later joked about it, but Juicy looked visibly hurt in interviews. It was another reminder that even in her private life, she was always on, always being watched, always being judged. Now, Juicy's living low-key. She's active on TikTok, staying connected with fans who still love her, but she's clearly choosing peace over fame. So after everything, from cults to contracts to hospitals and heartbreak, was it all worth it? Let us know what you think in the comments. Did reality TV ruin Miss Juicy's life, or was she always too real for that world?